everyone. We, the students of class 11B, are obliged to get a golden opportunity to present a presentation on warehousing. Before starting, let me introduce you all to our team members. The team members are Sara Siddiqui, Fawzia Jamal, Shivangi Singh, Shruti Mago, Sejal Kapoor, and Jyotis and Dominic. Now, let us surprise ourselves with the concept and meaning of warehousing. So, warehouse is a place or building for storage of goods in order to use them only when required. Warehouses are used by a large variety of people such as wholesalers, retailers, manufacturers, exporters, importers, etc. But the question arises that what is so important about warehousing that it is considered as one of the significant business activities? And the answer to this question is that storage is an important aspect of economic development because warehousing removes the hindrance of time. For example, rice is produced in a particular season but consumed throughout the year, and hence there is a need for storage. Now, what is warehousing? Warehousing refers to all the activities involving storage on a large scale in a systematic manner to create time utility by bridging the time gap between production and consumption of goods. Now, I would like Fawzia to proceed further with the types of warehouses.
Thank you, Shruti. Now I would like to start with types of warehouses. Private warehouses. These warehouses are operated by the company that owns the product being stored within the warehouse. As a general rule, an efficient warehouse is planned around a material handling system in order to encourage maximum efficiency of product movement. The benefit of private warehousing includes control, flexibility, and other benefits like improved dealer relations. Big advantages of having own warehouses are that they are rent-free, good workflow due to the designed service area, 24/7 work activities, based on products, the slots can be arranged properly, and unrestricted transportation service. Now, bonded warehouse. A bonded warehouse or bond is a building or other secured area in which dutiable goods may be stored, manipulated, or undergo manufacturing operations without payment of duty. It may be managed by the state or by private enterprise. In the latter case, a customs bond must be posted with the government. These warehouses have facilities for branding, packaging, grading, and blending. Importers may bring their buyers for inspection of goods and repackage them according to their requirements. Thus, it facilitates marketing of goods. Goods can be removed in part as and when required by the importers and buyers, and import duty can be paid in installments. At times, importers are not in a position to pay the duty in full or does not require all the goods immediately. The goods are kept in bonded warehouse by the custom authorities till the custom duty is paid. These goods are said to be in bond. Now, Jyotis will proceed further.
Thank you, Fawzia. Now, I would like to start with public warehouses. A public warehouse is a business that provides short or long-term storage to the companies on a month-to-month basis. A public warehouse can charge per pallet or charge for each square foot that is used by a company. The public warehouse is not only a facility where a company can store their products, but the public warehouse offers inventory management, physical inventory counts, and shipping functionality. The company using the public warehouse does not have to employ warehouse staff, does not require any inventory software or warehouse equipment. The owner of the public warehouse is responsible for the cost and passes this on their clients based on the rate they are charged. Although most companies see public warehousing as a short-term solution, it can often turn into long-term relationship as companies being accustomed to convenience of public warehouse services. Companies that own and operate public warehouses invest significantly in modern facilities to remain competitive. They offer clients increasing levels of flexibility in order to retain and attract the additional clients. Now, government warehouses. The government warehouses are owned, managed, and governed by central or state government. They can be used by both private companies and government agencies for storage of goods. They are therefore also considered a form of public warehouses owned by government. Government warehouses provide better security and safety of goods as these are direct involvement of government. They are least expensive but require considerable paperwork to be done. Now, cooperative warehouses. A cooperative warehouse is a warehouse which is owned and run by cooperative organizations like a farmer or a winery corporation. Both cooperation members and those outside the cooperation can store goods at these facilities through cooperation members benefit from reduced rates. Now, I would like to invite Sejal to continue further.
Thank you, Jyotis. Now, I would like to start with the functions of warehousing. The first function is consolidation. The consolidating warehouse receives and consolidates materials from a number of manufacturing plants destined to a specific customer on a single transportation shipment. Shipment consolidation is an economic benefit of warehousing. Consolidation warehousing may be used by a single firm or a number of firms may join together and use for hire consolidation service. The second function is break the bulk. The warehouse performs the function of dividing the bulk quantity of goods received from the production plants into smaller quantities. These smaller quantities are then transported according to the requirements of clients to their places of business. The break bulk warehouse sorts or splits individual orders and arranges for local delivery. Break bulk warehouse operations are similar to consolidation except that no storage is performed. The third function is financing. Warehouse owners advance money to the owner on security of goods and further supply goods on credit terms to consumers. Existing inventory, goods, or commodities are used as collateral for the loan. It is a loan made by a financial institution to a company, manufacturer, or processor. Now, Shivangi will proceed further.
Thank you, Sejal. Now I'm going to start with the other functions of warehouse. Stockpiling. It is the seasonal storage of goods to select businesses. Goods or sales may not be required immediately at the time of manufacturing, so they are stored in warehouses or storehouses. They will be made available to market depending on customers' demand. If not, then they are stored in these warehouses. They also help a lot to businesses when goods are made in advance. For example, the agricultural products which are harvested at specific times with subsequent consumption throughout the year also need to be stored and released in lots. Now, another function is value-added services. Many value-added services such as transit mixing, packaging and labeling are also provided by warehouses in a quite well manner. There is also sometimes needed that goods have to be opened, repacked and labeled again at the time of inspection done by the prospective buyers. Grading the goods according to their quantities as well as with qualities of products are also done in successive stages in warehouses. Now, price stabilization. By adjusting the supply of goods with relation to demand situation is its another function. This function operates as when the supply are increased and demand is slack, then prices are controlled by these warehouses and vice versa. But there are also some disadvantages done by the warehouse owners to extract profit. Sometimes when there is demand and there is plenty of quantity in warehouses, they sell at higher prices to earn profits because goods may not be available in market up to the requirement or due to the change in season. So they wait for these days to sell goods at higher prices as people have to buy from them and they don't have any other option. But these warehouses are also under governance of government. Government keeps a check on these by police inspection or by raid when some news is received of a particular warehouse. To control these malpractices and to promote public welfare, government keeps a check on them. Thank you. Now I would request Sarah to proceed further.
Thank you, Shivangi. Now, I would like to proceed further with the effects of COVID-19 on warehousing. During the pandemic, when the whole world was in lockdown due to COVID-19 and business was ruined, there has been a sharp rise in inquiries from the e-commerce segment. Warehousing segment was one of the segments of the real estate sector that was likely to be benefited from COVID-19 outbreak and post-COVID-19 world. And as supply chains were clogged, a lot of players were asking for spaces across the country. This was boon to the warehousing segment, which is generating a lot of interest for a distribution center in the hearts of cities from e-commerce players, and this would be the second wave for the segment after the first wave which took place after the introduction of GST. Increase in demand for warehousing. The warehousing sector has been on a strong trajectory with high demand growth of 87% in 2017 and 77% in 2018. The trend of strong warehousing demand continued well in 2019 and initial part of 2020. Since COVID-19 struck the market in early March 2020 with consequent nationwide lockdown, there has been a standstill in overall demand activity. However, a sharp rise in inquiries from the e-commerce segment. Importance of warehouse during the pandemic. While the whole world is at home due to pandemic, supply chains can't stop to get supplies to the communities. Logistics, as being responsible for flow of goods within the supply chains, is an essential business. Especially warehouses that are the hubs of the flow are essential too.
So this was all about the concept, types, functions of warehouse and its role during the pandemic. It will be a great pleasure to know the mistakes, if any, you found in the presentation. Thank you.